Hello YouTube and all you VW lovers out there. So today I'm working on the 64 Notchback again, and there she is, working on the quarter windows. I have searched the internet far and wide and can't seem to find anybody that has posted a video on getting these frames and this seal back together. I struggled on the first window for probably about a week trying to put it together and couldn't really find a way to press the two halves together. Let me see. Alright, let's get this on the tripod and I'll show you how I started before. So first, this seal, flip this around. This seal here goes around the window. Then these two frames then fit around the glass and clamp up against the seal. So, sure, VW in their factory had some sort of jig or something that push these two together, and then as you can see there's a small tab there that has two screw holes in it that then fit together like that, goes underneath, and then in there, I don't know if you can see the two little screw holes, two screws fit into that. So trying to get all that together and get it all squished down is a real pain. So I've come across a little trick, and your results may vary. So it's just the way that it worked for me. But what I found is that if you take some of this lovely glycerin here, get this seal, once you get it around the window, lubed up really well, and go down into the groove or the channel of the frame itself after you've cleaned it out. You can take that, the window, push it as far as you can into this front corner, and then I take this little tab and I bend it up a little bit. I can then push that in there and get the screws in, and this will actually fold around, and you can get a ratcheting tie down and put that on the two corners here and pull that together and get the last two screws in. So let me get that seal on. Okay, we've got the seal on. This is the passenger side. This is where the oh, there it is. This is basically where the hinge fits into, and then it just kind of rotates out like that. So with the passenger side, the large lip goes to the outside of the glass. This is a West Coast Metrics seal. Usually buy all my rubber parts from them, and I make sure that this seal then is down over, as you can see, down over the glass and not sitting kind of cockeyed like that. So make sure that it's all the way down over the glass like that. Put the seam kind of to where the hinge part is. So this is where it'll hinge. I've seen it here, I've seen it on the bottom, I've seen it on the top. I like it here. The last one I did, I put, or at least the driver's side one I did, I put on the bottom, and I don't necessarily like the way that looked, but that's okay because the frame is on and I'm not going to take it back off again because it's a royal pain to get it off. Alright, so take the glycerin next and lube this edge all the way up. This edge all around here. Camera up a little bit more. I'm getting right down inside that lip also, the best that I can. Okay, so now that the seal is all lubed up, I take one of these small little paint brushes, and then I just get right down in the channel of that frame. Just so the whole thing slides together nice and easily. Alright. Okay, so inside is usually the flat, and then the outside is the curved part. And what I do is I just take this piece. So first I do is I just take this one tab here and I just bend that up just a little bit, kind of like that. Okay, put that in the groove. Stand it on in. It's good to get that corner as far down into that spot as possible. And as you can see, things slip around. I'm going to have to take a rubber mallet, get that upper corner in there. As you can see, it's not totally in there yet. So I'll be right back and get a rubber mallet. Okay, so with the rubber mallet, what I do is I just take it, try to hammer that point as far down into that as you can get it. Will definitely make a difference. You can kind of see that you're getting it right. If you peel this back and you see that the rubber then has met up to where the old rubber used to be, and that's pretty darn close. And you can see how that tab then just kind of rides along the bottom there. Camera back. Just kind of work that around the best that you can. Should not be glass falling on anywhere. Alright, looks pretty good. We're going to go with it. Okay, so next piece is I guess you'd call this the front side, because this is actually the back of the car, and this goes up in the front, and these are your little hinges. So what I usually do is get this down over top of that as far as I can get it, and try to get a couple screws in there, and then just wrap this around. You can see it's not going to bend. At least the two that I've done haven't bent. It's not going to bend on this corner here. Get that up so you can actually see it. So get it in here, and then it wraps around on the top. And then you can pull it together to get these two screws in here on the bottom. So let me lube up this front piece of the frame and I'll come back. Okay, so we got the front side of the frame all lubed up again. I put some more lube on the seal itself, and as you can see here, basically I just take this top end, because that's the end that's hardest to get together once you've got it pushed on, and you can see how it will, trying to do this in front of the screen, it will actually rotate around on that one corner here. Let's see if we can get this at a better angle. So that into the top, start it again. Okay, so two pieces apart. Rotate this down. Dang, this is hard to do. Okay. Rotate the top half down on to the tab here. You can see the two screw holes here for that. Push those together as tight as you can, and make sure that the bottom half is riding on the seal. And what I do is I just try to keep that together as close as I can to try to get some screws in there before this piece rotates all the way down. I'm going to try to do that in front of the camera and see if it works. Be careful that this doesn't slip away from you. So try to keep that together as tight as you can. Because as you can see, those two little screw holes have to line up. And it's really hard to get those things to line up. You can see this gap is already coming apart here. Move this a little closer here. Oh, sorry for the jumpy camera. So there's that gap. And the further you push this one down, the back side down, the farther apart this gap gets. And it is just a royal pain. So you might be able to use the rubber mallet, get these together a little bit more. Okay, so with the rubber mallet, I can now get the bottom screw in here, it looks like. So I'll put that one in first. These screws are tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. try to get it in as tight as I can, because that way sometimes it'll force the other screw to be able to get in. And I just dropped it. Okay, gotta find the screw. Be right back. Okay, I found the second screw after I dropped it on the floor. But as you can see, I've got both of them in there now. We're not fully on the window yet, or on the seal, but once you're able to get those two screws in there, then you can at least pull the other together. I'll just rotate this down. See, it keeps that whole piece together there. And we can tighten that in a little bit more. Got to be real careful because these things will strip real easily. This one's a little bit gummed up already, but they're down there, they're flush. Okay, so you can see they're not fully on there yet, but at least you can get one of these ratcheting tie wraps around this corner and this corner to pull the rest of this together. We'll do that next. This down. Look, my dog seems to think that there's something living in the garage here, so he's going a little nuts. Alright, ratcheting tie wrap. Take this end here. Wrap it. Underneath the window. Like I said, your results may vary, but this is kind of the best way I found to do it without having to build some type of custom jig or anything like that. It'd be nice to have one, but when you're a backyard garage mechanic, you make do with what you can get. Alright, so loop those there, loop that there. Pull together these. Make sure I'm not hitting anything. Here. Get all the rubber. Don't want to scratch the frame or anything. Alright. Pulling this together. Move it down a little bit. There we go. Make sure it's on the corner and on the corner. Closer. sure you get all the other outside lips across there. You see this is held together pretty nicely, and it's not, you see it's not perfect, it's darn close. I'll try to tighten these screws down a little bit more once I get it all together. And I'll check for the fit here. I may have gotten it a little too close. It's not. There's a little tension off of it. There we go. Go on there like that. Help. Holes are lining up all right. These screws over here, and if you can see it, sorry. So these two screws over here are now pretty much lining up. We can get them in the holes. These two are actually rusted in there, so I had to tap them and buy some new screws from ISP West. Make sure we get it all the way down there. This glycerin's making it tough. Alright. Be back once I get the screws in. Okay. A little more persuading. Got the ratcheting tie wrap off. Got the little screws in there. These two guys are right here. And the screws in there. Seams don't look too bad. That seam there, and then this seam here. So not too shabby. Take a little piece, and I got myself with the hammer, bleeding a little bit. Take this and then pull back that little piece of rubber that kind of goes on the inside there. Seam looks good here where the rubber is. Like the way that looks. And then next is the outside piece that fits into this groove. And that's not real easy either. Come to find out. Looks like it'll just slip right in there, but it doesn't. It kind of has to fold in and latch. So I found that using a like a Bondo putty spreader, kind of pushed into the back, and then pushing it in with some more of this oh, what is it? The glycerin. It seems to fit in there. Probably might do a video on that just to show you, but it's done. It's on. No special jig or anything. Just make sure you just keep pushing this down and tapping it with a rubber mallet as much as you can to get that seam to line up so you can get the 2 screws in there. Because if you try to put these in first, I had a heck of a time getting in here because there's no way to put this corner, and there's no corner over here to pull it together with the ratcheting tie down. So I hope this helps somebody. Like I said, I looked all over the internet to find at least something to do with this, and most of them have to do with bugs, and I don't see anybody that's ever changed this outside frame. They're just changing this seal here. But Type 3, 64, pop-outs, window frame seal, I guess is what you'd call it. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again for watching. Bye now.